Prada, the newest one.
Oh yeah, gotta stay.
Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. You are tuned in to Transitions, Life, Lesson, and Legacy. I'm Hyacinth Henderson, joined by the wonderful, the magnificent, the fantabulous.
Yes, fantastic, Robert Henderson Jr. How you doing, folks? And happy holidays to you. Happy Hanukkah to you also. We have a fantastic show lined up for you. I'm Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, and I'm the founder of and president of the Henderson Financial Group. This is my daughter,
Lovely daughter.
my lovely daughter, talented daughter, Hyacinth Renee Henderson. Yeah, you know her name was Renee, huh?
How you
I
doing?
snuck that R in there. You
On the
know,
whole,
I snuck that R, the
This
R in
is-
there for R, so I couldn't say Robert. What would your name would have been? Hyacinth Robert Henderson. So I put the R in there. So I
that's
said,
what that R is about all
yeah,
this
yeah,
time.
it really was. I was gonna say Robert.
Really?
I really was. Joyce says,
Wow.
nah, I said, okay. Hyacinth Renee
Thank you
Henderson.
for
Still
telling the
got the R
world
in
my
there.
middle name. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. They want to know you. You come on, you transparent, right?
I am.
Yeah.
I am.
Well, you all on social media, but anyway, my talented, wonderful daughter here. She's yes. Okay. So today, you remember on transition. Today we talk about things that deal with the mind. We're a full service financial planning firm, and we deal with everything in terms of all aspects of your financial life. We actually help to plan today for your future. Okay. We because most people say, "Oh man, I should have done this, done that." Right now, we're telling you what you need to do in order to prepare to get your mind straight. So when the future comes, which is like next second, you'll be prepared.
The
Okay.
future is like literally the next second.
No, it really is.
Really,
No, it really
literally.
is.
Like when we were downstairs,
really-
that was in the past.
Yeah,
Stop
it-
bringing up the past.
Yeah, it really
You know what I
was.
mean? Yeah.
But it's going by so fast, and people are a day late, dollar short, and people you keep being late. We want to prepare you now mentally. Now, on Saturdays, we talk about, different financial instruments and strategies. But on Wednesday, my daughter and I, it's called Transitions. We want to talk about how you get your mind right, because you got to have that foundation, that mind right, man. Because when we talk, we don't want to be talking to you until we blue in the face and you still don't get it.
You got to have your mind set in order for your money to be set.
I like that.
So today's topic is titled, Are You Doing All You Can Do and Why Not?
That's right. We don't give you a chance. I'm like, yeah, I am doing all
Yeah,
that. No, you're
and why
not.
not? And I want you all to know that Are You Doing All You Can Do is different from Are You Doing Your Best?
Totally different. I'm so glad my daughter recognized that. Do y'all get that? It's totally different from Are You Doing Your Best? That's a big difference. The question was not, are you doing all you can do? We didn't ask you, are you doing your best? A lot of y'all say, yeah, I'm doing my best. No, you're not.
So what's the difference between the two?
Okay, all you can do is mean that you don't spend a lot of time just being a spectator watching. You're creating. You know that there's more to do. So you are using your time wisely. Just you being your best. You could be your best sleeping. You could be doing your best watching. I mean, you're doing your best. Is just where you are right now. This is the best.
So when I hear you say that, I hear good, better, best. Never let them rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best. But there are levels to it.
Exactly.
So your best at one level could be good at another level.
Right.
In a different room, so to speak.
I like that. And a lot of people stop at good.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
But that's why good is not the end. Mm-hmm. Good is just the destiny. But you're still alive. It's something more for you to do. Mm-hmm. You don't just stop at good. You got to go to better. And then once you get to better, man, you say, okay, I'm better than I was last. Because right now, like I'm at 64 right now. Mm-hmm. When I was at 50, I thought I was good, man. And I just felt like, hey, man, I'm smart. I was accumulating.
Did you feel like there was more out there, or you were at the top? You're at the top. You're at the top of the mountain.
But since I understand the way it works, mm-hmm. I know that I was just at good. I wasn't at better and I wasn't at best. Because by the time I got 55, I look back at 50 and I said, oh my God, I didn't know nothing. Mm-hmm. And then when I got to 60, I look back and said, oh my God, I was an infant. I was an infant at 50. And then when I got to 60, I'm 64. Right now I'm looking back. I know more, and there's more strategies and more things, and my outlook is much more clearer at 64. I mean, 70, oh my God, I'm gonna be something to reckon with. So that best, every time you hit a certain plateau, you go to good, better, best, never let them rest. And you just keep on. That's what keeps you going.
So we don't want to use that as the metric, the best as your metric. The question today is very specific. Are you doing all you can do and why not? And when we put that and why not on the end of the title, we are making the assumption that you ain't doing all that you can do.
That's
And
right.
it's a very bold assumption to assume that people who some we have never met aren't doing all that they could do.
When you said that, I thought about the lady who I read about who works on Miami Beach, and she lives in Opelika, and she catches she get up 4 a.m. and she catches 4 buses in order to get to Miami Beach Hotel to work.
Wow.
4 transfers,
Wow.
right? To work on Miami Beach. That's a lot. And then while she's there on lunch breaks, she's studying nursing. Isn't that something? And then she has to get back home and she has to deal with her kids and the household. Now, when you how many buses are you catching to get to your one destination? You have to sit and wait. You have to do this, do it. Think about it. Ask yourself, really, are you doing all you can do? And you probably not. 99% of the time, all of us not.
How would one know if they aren't doing all that they could do?
Well,
because it's a very broad and bold statement.
Well,
are you doing all that you can do?
First of all, if you still have a desire for something, then that means that it's not done.
Okay.
If you still have a desire to accomplish something, something that you want, something that you want to achieve, that tells you right now, right there, you're not doing all you can do.
Okay.
That makes sense?
I'm wrapping my mind around.
Yeah, because you're saying, okay, I want this, I want that, I want to do this, I want to do that. Are you doing all you can do? Because you got to prepare for it. You got to be there in order to receive it. You have to have a cup. You always have to equip yourself mentally first, mentally before it shows up
in the physical.
So
as you're speaking, I'm hearing, how would one measure if you're like, okay, I still have a desire, aren't having desires normal? How would I measure if I'm doing all that I could do? For me, the flip side of that would be to ask, why don't you have your desire yet? That's how we say reverse engineer how to achieve it.
You can back into it that way.
Right. To say, okay, all right, I'm trying to pick up what y'all putting down. You're saying, are you doing all you can do is different from your best. So doing all that you can do is not the same as doing your best, because you may be doing your best right now, but it's still not all that you could do. And so when we think about desires or goals that we want to achieve, and we sit there and we look at them and we're like, okay, I haven't achieved it yet. Why not? I see why you put in why not there. Why not comes into play. And that's an invitation for you to ask yourself, why haven't you achieved whatever it is that you desire?
You know, and as I'm hearing you talking, I thought about, because I'm a visual learner, and I got a visual in my mind. That's like the coach, a trainer taking on a new student who's 400 pounds and want to lose weight. And he says, okay, I need you to do some sit-ups. And the guy does one sit-up. He is actually at that point, he says, I'm doing my best. That's what the guy says. I'm doing my best. That's the first thing.
I'm doing the best I can.
But it's not all he can do.
Right.
The trainer already know that right there, what you're doing at once, since the first, you're just starting off because you're just starting, but that's not all you can do. Right now, you may be doing your best, but wait till next session and the next session. And by 6 months, you're going to be doing more than one.
I got
it. Is it that makes sense? That's why you doing all that you can do, because it is a never-ending story. And it is a development of oneself, because you don't just go in one area. You go from your health to your wealth, to your mental state, to your physical state. There's a lot of areas about you that you need to be working on. And it keeps you going. It keeps you interested. It makes you not, you don't plateau. You're not bored with life. Because if you're doing all you could do, that's all you have to do. If you do all you could do, you're doing enough. And like I said, you can work on your mind, body, and soul with that.
Yeah. As I'm listening to you speak, and it's so interesting that you always say, I'm a visual learner. Do you think I got that from you?
Had to.
You said it too quick.
Oh, come on. You've been around me. You've been around me for 41 years. You've been working with me for over 20 years. And you and I talk and speak, and you hear it a lot. I mean, that going into your ear and going to your ear, you might not be listening to it right now, but then it's going into your subconscious mind. All of a sudden you go, ooh, and you just automatically do it.
Okay. Well, I asked because literally I just told someone the other day that I wish people could see the pictures that I see in my mind. Like instead of words, because I see the picture in my mind and then I have to choose the words. And sometimes I'm overthinking which words to choose. And so I'm fumbling. I'm like, I wish you could just see this picture that I see. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. So the question I was going to ask is, let's talk about the role that society's conditioning has on us being able to do all that we can do, because society and people, humanity, conditioning is largely programmed to keep us very stagnant, very mediocre. Oh, you did it. That's enough. You got enough. Don't work yourself too hard. Don't go out and do this. What do you think about that? Especially the people who believe that there is a cap on the amounts of money that they can make, the things that they achieve. We see this every day where people saying, what more do you want? You have a nice house, you have a nice car. What else do you want? Why are you still studying? What more do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So how as we bring this question to the public, are you doing all that you can do? Which is different from, are you doing your best? Because from the outside looking in, it may appear that you're doing your best because your bills are paid, you got a car, your kids going to school, all that good stuff. You're doing your best, but that's not all you can do. You could be doing so much more.
Yeah.
So how do we navigate that space to where we break out of that consciousness of mediocrity?
Well, first of all, you got to close your ears to all the chatter, the outside chatter.
Very much easier said than done.
Yeah, because listen, the conditions of the conditions of the world as they are right now, it is working tremendously perfect for wealthy people.
Oh yeah.
Because the wealthy people are not crying, they get richer and richer and richer. So the system that they have in place, the media, everything is working. Oh my God, it's working so well for them. Racism is really, really working very well for wealthy people.
Oh my God.
I mean, it really, really is. Now you ask me why I say that, because just look at it. Because if it wasn't, the wealthy people got the power to change this stuff.
Racism or the thought of racism?
Just the whole system, the way it's set up, systemic, everything.
Okay.
Media, what you hear, what you read, what you see, all of that is working very well for the people that have a lot of the power, the seemingly power, even though individually we haven't figured out because we are puppets and we just look and do and eat and do what they say, what's in style and what we do, what to do. So they kind of lead our life indirectly, and we think that we lead our own lives and our choices. So when you ask the question, are you doing all you could do? You got to say no. And that's why I said, why? And you can come up with excuses, but those are not valid excuses, because you still are the master of your own self. You still can make yourself, you still should be able to make yourself do the things that you know you need to do when you don't feel like doing it. That's it. You still have that power. The problem is that we've given it away. A lot of us knowingly, a lot of us unknowingly have given our power away, especially with our feelings, because the system really attacks one's and manipulate our feelings and our five senses. And it's a system, but like I said, it works pretty well. So when you ask yourself, when you have a desire and you're not happy the way things are going, and you have to ask yourself, are you doing all that you can do? Most people, to be honest with themselves, will say no.
You think they'll say no? You think they'll be honest?
If they're no, but I'm saying, but I'm being honest for them. If you really be honest, you say no, because I just gave an example of the lady who works on Miami Beach in a hotel, and she catches 4 or 5 buses, and on her lunch break, she studies nursing, and then she cuts her buses back, and she comes back and she makes dinner, and she works with her kids and stuff. She's doing a lot. A lot of people saying just because they go 9 to 5, they've done enough. But that's, that's not all you can do. You might feel you've done your best. I gave another example about the 400-pounder guy that says he wants to lose weight, and he goes and get a personal trainer and pays his money. And the first day he does one sit up, and the personal trainer says, let's do another one. He says, I'm doing my best. But he may be doing his best for that moment, but that's not all. He's not doing all he can do. And if you keep on repetitiously, you'll see next week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, he's doing 5 sit-ups, and it gets gradual. That's when you start working on being doing all you could do and continually doing all you could do. And all you can do is not a destination. It really isn't.
So it's an ongoing process.
As long as you're alive.
It's a journey.
That's right.
So you're consistently striving to do all that you can do.
Because it aligns with the universe. The universe is not a destiny.
Destination.
Destination. It's infinite. And we are part of it. We are part of it. Our whole soul, our whole being. There's not a destination. People think that, when you die, that's it. That's not it. When you start understanding the totality of everything, it keeps moving. You might not be conscious of it. Just because you're not conscious of it, that don't mean it's not happening. A lot of people feel like since they don't know it doesn't exist. I want you to think about how much you and everybody don't know and things around that exist. You definitely don't know what's happening in the galaxy. You think it doesn't exist? You definitely don't know what's happening in the sea, especially 10,000 feet under the sea, or 30,000 feet under the sea. There are creatures under the sea that we didn't even know exist. And just because we don't think they exist, does that mean it doesn't exist? It's so much that we don't know. So that right there gives you a clue that it's infinite. You, me, us, we're part of that whole system, that whole creation of the universe. So you have to think about that. It gives you hope to wherever you are right now. Even if you are saying that you're good, there's better.
There's more. But wait, there's more. Yeah. Right? There's always more.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. So to encourage the people.
You think that was too much?
No, I don't think it was too much. And I love that you out of your mouth said that when you die, that's not it. You said that publicly on the World Wide Web. I'm so glad that you said
I'm not ashamed of that. It's the truth. No. I mean, you don't have to believe it.
No. That's
I know you believe it. I'm saying people don't have to believe it, but that's their own.
But you give them a different thought. You give them something different to think about. And you're absolutely right that the universe is so vast and massive that there are so many things that exist that we don't even know exist. And you'd be doing yourself a disservice by pretending like or feeling like you know all there is to know.
Right.
That's why a lot of times I hesitate to speak in pure actuals and factuals, because there's so much more out there that's available that I don't even know that's available. And I think I quoted this maybe 2 shows ago. The more you grow, the more you contradict yourself. And that's a part of learning and growing and things like that. But when you start stating things as their actuals and factuals and so strong and convicted in your position, then you close yourself off to expansion and you close yourself off to growth. And so then you may believe that you're doing all that you can do because this is all you can see.
Well, at one time, keeping in what you're saying, at one time, everybody had hands down and said Christopher Columbus discovered America. That was taught throughout the world, and people believed it. We got A's on the test because we got that right. But now we found out that the indigenous people were here. How could he discover it? I mean, he thought when America, he thought that was India. That's why he called them Indians. He said he called them Indians because he thought he was in India. That's why they call them Indians.
And then society just went with it.
Just went with it. Because
so using that example, think about what is it that you've been told or you've been taught and you just went with it. Because there's an awful lot of information and stuff that you've been told or you've been taught or you've been conditioned to believe. And you're just so strong and just like heck bent on believing that you're going with it without even being open to another perspective.
Yes, that's why this whole even judging someone or being upset because of someone's color, their skin, or their nationality, I think that is totally infant. I think to judge somebody or say you like someone because of or don't like somebody because of the color of their skin or their culture. I mean, show me someone who actually is prejudiced against something that they're not. I'll show you somebody who's confused and misunderstood and closed-minded.
Low consciousness.
One of the reasons why I like to travel, because I love to see things that I didn't even know that was on the planet. I love it. I love different culture. I love different foods. I love different people. I'm sitting there looking at it. I can't question it and say it's wrong. How do I know it's wrong? I mean, eating chicken might be wrong. You know what I mean? It's just a culture. And you can't brag about it and say we are better, especially a lot of people in the United States. A lot of people in the United States have they've been buried in program and think that, hey, this is all it is. No, if you really open your eyes, there's a whole world out there that's totally different that'll take you to the next level. Some people thinking like this is all it. No, this is not all it. The planet and the universe is vast. But when you're conditioned to think this is it, your little town where you are, this is it to life, that's not it to life. There's a lot of things that you don't know. So the question today is, are you doing all you can do, and why not? There's a lot of things that can help you. If you're depressed, there's a lot of things that you can find out about, new things, new discoveries that will perk you up. It really is. But you, me, us, you have to seek. You have to find. You have to knock, and I promise you the door will be open. It's all up to you to say, okay, I know. Because anytime you want better, that is the universe nudging you, saying there is better.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you want better, whatever you are, whatever condition you are, that is the invisible universe coming to your thoughts saying you can have better. Now it's up to you to find a way. And that's a beautiful thing. That's better than just watching Netflix and watching something that's already programmed, rehearsed, and they're making money off. You might as well, be on Netflix, because this is your life. And you're telling a story. Somebody's watching you, whether it's your children, your friends, your neighbors, somebody's saying they're watching how you move, and it's going to be results. So what are you doing? You're never too old. You're really not. Right?
Yeah, I agree. Going back to your statement, when you say the universe is nudging you and saying there's better, right?
Yes.
You want better and there's better. Do you believe that oftentimes most people say, no, there isn't? Or that's not for me?
Yeah, a lot of people are very closed-minded. That's why they join groups and compare them with other groups.
And it's a very subtle act sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's so subtle that you don't realize that you talk yourself right out of your blessings, or you talk yourself right out of your expansion. So when you said knock and you shall receive, did you say that?
Yes.
What you said? Something like that. Because
yes.
Anyway, you said knock and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive.
Knocking the door be open, ask and you shall receive, right?
Okay. So as you were saying that, I saw a picture in my mind of a genie saying, coming right up, like whatever you want at your service.
That's true.
Your wish is my command. And I want to share with you all that happens so quickly. It doesn't take a lot of time for your prayers to be answered, for your requests to be answered. It does not take a lot of time. As soon as you ask, understand this is so magical. I love this so much. As soon as you ask, whether you are asking verbally, you may be thinking it, you may be journaling it. As soon as you ask, boom, all the universe starts conspiring to give you exactly what you asked for. It happens. You don't need to see it to believe it. It immediately is happening. The issue comes in where people are lazy. People don't want to make movements. People start putting their own blockages, but based on what they see, what they've been conditioned to believe, their past experiences. People block the path of everything being given unto you by past conditioning and past experiences. This is why inspired action is so important. You ever get that inkling or that feeling, I should type this, I should say this, I should do this? Inspired action.
Mm-hmm.
Oftentimes people will shun that inspired action. When inspired action comes up, they'll be like, oh no, that's not for me. Oh no, I don't know why I had this thought. Something was telling me to do this, something. And it's like, yo, you literally just asked for this. This is going to free some of you as soon as you ask, not 10 years down the line. It may take 10 years for you to align, for you to get it, because you've been throwing up roadblocks on your own. But the universe, as soon as you ask, baby, it's sure it's coming right up. Coming right up. I mean, this is so amazing to me.
Yes.
It's so amazing.
But you got to be open and receptive and ready to receive it. And you got to believe it now.
That's the
sometimes
thing,
if you don't believe it, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
And you asked for it and it came right to you, and you wasn't looking because you missed it.
It takes no time.
Yeah.
Or here's another one. Let's get into vibration. If you're so angry, listen, if you are angry, you need to do your best to figure out how not to be unangry. Whatever emotion you want to choose besides angry. The reason is because if you are angry, imagine that you just said a prayer, you get up from your mat, and you remember the universe is conspiring to give you exactly what you asked for. So you said your prayer, you did your journal, you set your intention, and you get up and you angry for some reason. I don't know how you angry right coming out of prayer, but anyway, you still angry. And you go out into the world, and instead of pleasantly interacting and engaging with people, you're angry. So what you're doing is you're repelling the very people who are sent to answer your prayer, so to speak. You're repelling the opportunities. Like nobody would, they like, look at how you holding your face. Look at how you walking around. Look at your energy. I can feel your aura. You're repelling that. And it's like, dang, I'm praying and I'm setting intention. I'm doing my affirmations and I'm journaling and nothing is happening because you're angry. You are, and that's a big one that people have to understand. I know you don't. Why you shaking your head like
no?
This?
So because I got a visual as you was talking.
Okay, go ahead.
So let me give the people a visual what you just were saying.
Okay, go ahead.
So imagine that there is an invisible genie. Each and every one of us have an invisible genie assigned to us, whether you believe it or not. Now, the invisible genie is your servant.
I love that.
Just imagine this, okay? Is your servant. And you ask for something. The invisible genie says, I will grant your wishes, but I can't do it if you are angry, if you have fear about what you're asking me for.
Bitter,
conniving, all of that, all the lower self stuff. I cannot do your bidding. The genie says, if you don't have love, if you don't have freedom, if you don't believe, if you have fear, I can't give you what you want because you have fear. And fear is like, a roadblock. It's almost like you ever see a movie and it says, the ghosts out there can't come in until you invite them in. You have to give them permission to come in. They can't come into your house until you give them permission to come in. You ever heard that metaphor? It's like you can't give this energy, you can't give this genie permission to go and do what you want to or come to you until you open the window, open the door. They just can't give it to you.
Right.
You have to ask.
You have dominion, right?
That's
so
right.
You have the dominion,
and you have to have a good heart because
right.
they feel any type of weakness, any type of you don't really believe, they disappear.
Yeah, I feel like I feel that they feel that it's a waste of time and resources. Like if you're fearful, why am I gonna grant your wish and you full of fear? You're gonna be too scared to recognize it.
Like Mario says,
fear and being lazy is a big part of not being better. Absolutely.
That's right.
1000%.
And one thing I like about Mario was here in South Florida, man. Mario got up and moved. He would go and move. He would, what opportunity is, he would go and move and work there. And experience new adventures and new things. A lot of people like, I'm afraid. The people are afraid to change.
Why do you think that is?
Fear, and just thinking that, it's just fear, just of the unknown.
How do you overcome that?
Well, you have to understand what we're talking about. It's magical because you only have one life here that you know of. So you might as well roll up your sleeves and say, hey man, let me try it. What do I have to lose? I tried everything else. Why don't we try some of this invisible divine stuff? Because how do you do it, Henderson? Well, I'm telling you how I do it. My stuff is all invisible divine. My stuff is all faith. Everything I do is all what you can't actually see. Now you see the results, but how I make it happen, that's all invisible. That's all.
You know what it is? It's a self-talk, which is affirmation. So in Warrior Training Camp, we're reading Think and Grow Rich. This is my first time reading that book. I never read the book before.
You kidding me?
No.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm amazed that when I read these books, I know I'm like a lot of this stuff I knew innately. Like I just knew it resonates with me. So I'm actually reading it. So talking about faith, the chapter on faith, I was completely blown away to hear the author's take on faith, because I remember years ago being in like journaling and meditation moment and doing my studying. And I remember asking myself, people always say have faith, but they never tell people how to have faith.
Oh, yeah.
How to have faith. So in the chapter on faith on Think and Grow Rich, the author talks about you have faith by programming your subconscious mind with autosuggestion. So autosuggestion is nothing more than affirming, consistently telling your subconscious mind what to think, what to believe, what to think, what to believe. So when you say that, you know, you don't have this problem, you evolve, it's because you do a lot of self-talk,
a whole lot,
and you are in control of your mind instead of allowing your mind to just run the show.
That's right.
And a lot of you are, I don't want you to miss that. So when you talk about having faith, you don't just get to pull faith out of the sky like, oh, have faith. If so, you'll just be saying that forever. Oh, have faith, I gotta have faith, but you're still shaking like a leaf, as Mr. Henderson like to say. I got faith, but I'm shaking the whole time. In order for you to truly have faith, you have to intentionally program your subconscious mind. How do you do that? With what you feed it.
And you can't lie, and you can't even fake it. You can lie to yourself, but the universe, who you're asking, knows that if you are authentic and you have faith, you cannot, you can't fake it.
And don't miss this. Anybody can have faith by directing their mind. You can have faith. You create faith by programming your subconscious mind. What are you telling yourself day in and day out? This is what we call affirmations. What are you affirming? How are you affirming yourself morning, noon, and night? What are you allowing in your subconscious mind? Are you watching TV by now? Y'all should have thrown all y'all TVs out. Listening to us by now, you don't need no TV. You don't need no cable. My son will tell you we got 2 channels. How you know we got 2 channels? I didn't think we had none, right? So what are you allowing into your mind? What are you putting in your subconscious mind? If you are not doing all that you can do and you're leaning in this space where I want to do more, I want to have faith, but I don't know how to have faith. This is how you have faith. Program your subconscious mind. You program the subconscious mind, because the way the subconscious mind works is the subconscious mind does not deal with logic. That's your rational mind. Your logical mind has you spinning on a hamster wheel where you are right now. Wherever you are right now, if you are not doing intentional subconscious mind work, it is the result of your conscious mind just spinning around. If you want to do something different, aka have faith, you've got to program your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind does not logically say, oh, this is real, this is not real, this is true, this is not true. How you gonna do that? You're gonna be a millionaire, girl, you poor right now. How you gonna? Your subconscious mind doesn't do that. Your subconscious mind says, oh, we rich, right? Oh, we wealthy. Oh, we're self-confident. But here's the thing. You don't get to tell your subconscious mind this one time. You have to consistently program it day in and day out. And that is how you have faith. Faith has nothing to do with the religion. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And it's just not a word. It's an action. It really is. I mean, you can have faith tattooed all over your body. You can have it all over your shirt. It doesn't really mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you demonstrating? Another way to look at faith, I once knew a lady who was very wealthy, and she had a swimming pool, Olympic-sized swimming pool, and she could not swim. And she hired over and over swimming instructors. But remember, she's a wealthy lady in terms of her business, what she does for a living, real estate. She was good in that area, and she had faith in seeing and believing when it came to developing real estate. But she didn't have faith in terms of swimming, because when she developed real estate, she was in control. She felt in control, and she got the people involved who was skillful to do what they need to do in developing real estate. So she felt comfortable, and she was in control, and she accomplished it. But when it came time for her own pleasure with her Olympic swimming pool and her beautiful home, she couldn't let go. So the swimming instructors would tell her, okay, get in the water, and I want you to, try to dog paddle, so to speak. And she kept saying that doesn't make logical sense to her, because she will sink. So she kept her hand on the side of on the wall. And they said, no, you got to let go. And to her, that doesn't make any sense, because if she let go, who's going to stop her from sinking? Even though the instructor was right there. She wouldn't even trust the instructor at her own house. She didn't have any faith in him that as she sunk, he would bring her up and not let her live. She was so convicted and being in control of her life and what she wanted to do. She wasn't going to give that faith to no one else. She wanted to hold it. Now, in order to enter the kingdom, what I'm talking about, this enlightenment, this whole other level, you have to surrender. Yes. You really do. You can't think because the stock market came down, it's the end of you. You're going to be in a poor. Your life is over. You can't think that. You can't think because interest rates went up. Oh my God, I'm having a fit. You know, you cannot do that. You have to know that you're going to be okay before interest rates, before the stock market, before all of that. You got to believe that, and you can't fake it. That's how you enter the kingdom of glorious, unseen things that is in store for you.
I love that.
If you really want to experience it, you have to let go. But you have to believe that you're going to be okay. Isn't that something?
Yeah. When Mr. Henderson says the kingdom, I want you to take religion out of this. I don't want you to, please take religion completely out of this. Take it out of
because the kingdom I'm talking about may not be the kingdom they talking
right.
about.
I don't want you to be, I got to go to church on Sunday. I got to get Bible study up. I got to enter the kingdom. They told me to enter the kingdom. I got to enter the kingdom. Please, please for me. Please. I beg of you. Please for me. No, please. Take religion out of it right now today. Just for this moment. I'm not telling you to cancel your religious beliefs. But when he says you must enter the kingdom, he's not talking about religion. He's talking about the kingdom of your mind.
Mindset, right.
You got to enter the kingdom of your mind. And when you enter that, you got to surrender. Because logic, your logical conscious mind is going to be replaying all.
Fighting you.
All, and you're like, hold on. When you enter the kingdom, you got to surrender. You have to let go. This is why meditation is so important. This is why sitting in silence, sometimes driving with the radio off. This is why having moments of solitude are so, so important, because you need to be able to enter the kingdom of your mind and surrender so that you can see what comes up and be led and be directed. But you can't do that if you're used to consistently being externally stimulated. If you're consistently used to external stimuli, a lot of folks will freak out if they're by themselves. Ooh. Can you go to dinner by yourself?
No, people can't.
Can you walk to the park by yourself?
People can't do it.
Or do you need somebody with you? Can you travel by yourself?
People don't want to be by themselves.
Yeah. They so when Mr. Henderson says enter the kingdom and surrender, you only got to leave your house. You ain't got to go to church for that. Okay. All
right, it's 12. Yeah,
we got to go. We got to wrap this up. So you've been tuned in, tapped into Transitions, Life Lessons, and Legacy. Stay tuned on Saturday at 9 a.m. in the a.m. You're going to have the Understanding Money Show, followed by the Understanding Money Show Part 2 at 10:15 a.m. Mr. Henderson and I come on each and every Wednesday at 12-ish. And we talk about mindset. We talk about all the stuff that you need to get set so that your money could be set. Without your mindset, your money ain't going to be set.
That's right.
All right. If you have not done so already, be sure to follow us on Facebook. Also, subscribe to our YouTube pages and share this video with your friends, your family members, and your loved ones. Until next time.
Peace.